We're just chit chatting with cartoons, just talking about daily life. Apparently, we got stuck on anime. Learning about his daily life with sickle cell anemia, and then talking about his YouTube channel, progression from there, just the daily stuff. I didn't want to just stay on sickle cell for like 4 hours because I didn't want
It's
to.
depressing. I know.
Yeah, well, it's
depressing.
well, it's not. No, it's not. It's not depressing. It's one of those where you want to get, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The best of days, the worst of days. You want to just understand. You don't want to feel like you have to like pull the information out to the point where it becomes more or less mentally draining. Then like you're like, hey, well, this person really wants to know what's going on. I don't want it to feel like an interview, because that's not at all what it is. It's not an interview. Just want you to tell us about yourself and how your daily life is just just how your daily life is just affected by something that isn't honestly talked about. It isn't. Like, there's like, it's crazy how September is the month for sickle cell awareness. However, I haven't seen that one commercial on television that even talks about sickle cell anemia awareness month at all. Not even for Children's Hospital. Like, it's crazy how, and when you said that it affected most African Americans, I didn't even know that part. I had no idea that it affected mainly, the Black community. I didn't think it was that specified. Yeah. The good, the bad. Oh my God, Cash.
Yeah, and to me, like I to my knowledge, only those of Africa can get the disease. But I don't exactly understand how.
Yeah, that's and that's what I was gonna ask. Is like, is there like, is it just is there like a scientific fact that like it is only really just mostly Black people, or is it just that statistic mostly has it? Uh-oh, you're breaking up on me, cartoons.
It is. And it is. It's this.
Gotcha.
Can you hear me?
Yep. I gotcha.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, to my knowledge, it does only affect Black people and those of African descent. So it's just it's just not enough known about it, because that's something I've always known but just didn't really understand. So I would love to know like the origins of it, like how it came to be like that.
Right, because it's like it pick and chose unwillingly a certain ethnicity, predominantly. I'm not gonna just make it just, it's not just about Black people on this one. I know that there's other races that have sickle cell, but predominantly it is the Black community that is affected by this, that I didn't know, I wasn't aware of. And it's very interesting. I don't know, like, and it sounds like it's more or less a trait that we have, that it's just either like attracted to, or it can be a hereditary thing. Because I know you said that you were born with it, came from your mom. So it's interesting on like what made it mostly develop, within the Black community. I'm very I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, same here. Because, like I said, I never understood that. I'm not sure if it's just like something about our genes that made it able to develop in us over others or whatnot. But yeah, that's for people and families affected by sickle cell. That's one thing that we do know is that it's primarily dominant in Black people.
Okay. The more you know, remember that. The more you know. You learn about sickle cell. Shuma, we all learned about sickle cell in like health class, but that was like years ago. Like there's no constant rotation. What I mean by constant rotation, there's no constant rotation about if this is the month for sickle cell. Don't you think people would put more effort into getting the awareness out by making people aware that like most people don't know that red is the color for sickle cell awareness. Most people don't know that either. September is the month for sickle cell. It predominates what it is. So you don't hear conversations that are happening, and when you do hear about the conversations that are happening, it's very, very vague. It's not enough information. There's not a lot of science behind it. Like we heard it from Cartoons himself. Like he was given painkillers as a child, just because you have to think about it. Back in the day, honestly, we didn't know what we were doing. We were just trying to figure it out, and it's unfortunate because you can end up addicted to something you weren't really trying to be addicted to. You're just trying to feel better, and then you have to live with that daily perception when you do have to walk into a hospital that you're a drug addict, and you're only here to get more Vicodin, you're only here to get more Xanax, you're only here to get more codeine, and that's not the case. So it's one of those where I'm very intrigued on how the lack there is of just putting it in the forefront and to make people aware, because people were quick to put breast cancer everywhere just to get the word out there. So that's why I'm doing the podcast, so that way we can chit chat, not just about sickle cell, but just to see how Cartoons more or less just lives his daily life, because he's living with a disease that none of us are living with. It affects him on a daily basis. He has to take certain things that we don't have to take, due to his body being less immune than ours. So I wanted to know. Okay, my curiosity, I wanted to know. I wanted to know. Have a good one, Crimson. Take care. You never knew about it.
Take care, Crimson.
And help with other stuff. Wait, I never knew about it. All we were taught in health was other stuff. That's what I mean. Like, it just this, and from what I heard, and I don't has your sickle cell gotten to the point where it has actually like stopped you from like getting out of bed, from like just moving? Does it actually like hinder your body from just like functioning?
When I go into what we call our pain crises, that can be linked to everything, like the whole body. When we go into a severe pain crisis, talking about a level 10 on a pain scale. When we go into one of those, it affects absolutely everything. Like we do have trouble like just moving in the first place, getting out of bed, just carrying ourselves to the bathroom, like whatever we need to do, just because it hurts to move, it'll cause the pain to where we feel it everywhere. And not only that, I always notice when I have one like that, I do have like my lips get numb.
Oh wow.
And not really sure. I guess it's just because, you know, like it's probably preventing blood flow with our sickle cells munching up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always noticed that my lips will get numb, and that is very annoying to deal with. While, you know, on top of the pain, you also got to deal with your lips being numb. You can't really talk right, you know, probably drooling and stuff. But that is something I've noticed, and that, and we'll get headaches and stuff like that. So it's hard to, you know, just think straight, just function, you know, normally. So it can be hindering when we go into these episodes.
Man. So has it now? Are they? I don't want to say controllable. Do they get worse over time as you get older? You know, because as your body is getting older, you know, your body can only take but so much and do but so much, and you only have but so much energy. Does your body? Does the pain worsen as the older as you get?
Now this can be selective. Like, you know, of course, everyone's body is different. However, what I noticed is that for many people dealing with it, get better with dealing with it as they get older.
Interesting.
Of course, you know, for some people it may, you know, be the opposite, get worse, you know, over time. But I know for me and my mom, primarily, we both got better with ours as we got older. That's why I'm so thankful for how great I've dealt with it this year. Primarily because, you know, I was scared to go to the hospital anyway with, you know, in these times, but also I've learned to deal with my episodes and pain at home, so I don't really have to go out to the hospital and stuff. Don't have to deal with all of that. I've only been to the hospital once this year, admitted wise.
Nice.
And that's a lot better than even, you know, 2 years ago, you know, going every few months and stuff. So it's, I will say I've gotten a lot better with dealing with it now. And I'm sure that also probably comes with, you know, just being smarter and knowing your body a little more, on what to look out for, what to stay away from, you know, get more self-cautious about what you do, which I am now. So that I'm sure that's part of it with getting better as you get older. But yeah, it just really all depends.
I mean, that would make sense. I mean, unfortunately, you kind of get used to what your pain threshold is. I have no idea the amount of pain you're probably feeling in a situation when you have your crises. When that you know, takes effect, I've only had piercings and tattoos. That's as much pain as I can possibly take. So I mean, is it like on the same level as like having a seizure? Is it worse than a seizure?
Well, to me, I put it like this. Imagine like having your bones constantly breaking and reconstructing and breaking again. That's how intense the pain can be when we go into a full-blown crisis. That it can get, I'm talking excruciating. I kind of did want to talk about, like, okay, so with sickle cell and probably like any chronic illness like this, on top of the physical, trauma or pain or whatever that we go through, a lot of time with these types of conditions, our mental health can be affected as well. I know myself, I've dealt with depression, even to the point of like suicidal tendencies and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
I've gone through a lot, mentally. So one thing one reason I try to do my best to promote like positivity and self-love and stuff like that is because I have had to deal with that type of stuff. I understand, being in the dark times, feeling like everything is happening to you and you don't really see how you don't really see the beautiful parts of life. They just aren't apparent to you because all of this is happening to you, and it's like you just don't really see it in sight. You think you're always, gonna have to deal with this and be depressed and stuff like that. But anyone dealing with stuff like that, I just want to state clearly that things do get better. It may not always get better physical wise. Some of us just go through things that we can't really help. You can't really blame on anybody. But if you have a positive mindset and look at everything you do have, whatever that may be to you, things can get better. You don't always have to be in that dark place. Don't always have to be, in a place of, woe is me. You don't always have to feel that way.
Right.
There's always positive sides to things. You just have to know to really search yourself to really understand how to flip that, turn it into something that you can enjoy in life and figure out ways to live your life as best as you can, no matter what you're going through. And so I do like to promote that positivity, all of that and stuff, just because I've been through stuff like that. So I always advise people, for anyone suffering through that, get help some type of way if because us can deal with it on our own,
Yeah.
If you need a therapist, get a therapist. I was kind of able to deal with some things on my own, but people who just can't, especially dealing with stuff like this, chronic illnesses, maybe you need help. Maybe you need to talk to somebody, try to figure out a few things and stuff like that. And just what you can to keep that positivity, keep that love in your heart. Don't let it go cold to the world and stuff. Just because of what you're going through, try to stay open-minded, stay open-hearted, and love yourself above all.
Couldn't say that no any better, man. But it's great. Like, it's I know there was one point, I want to say it was like close to the end of like last year, and I think I want to say you were in the hospital for about a week, and like I've been streaming, like haven't heard from you. I know Neens haven't heard from you, and then all of a sudden, you're like, hey, I've been in the hospital for a week because of my sickle cell. We're like, oh man, like hopefully you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are getting better. And then it was like a 180. You know what I mean? Just trying to just be better, think a little bit better, and that's very hard. It's very hard to do in the society we live in, because you're picked apart no matter what. If you have a disease, how heavy you are, how skinny you are, if your face is not a certain way, if your lips aren't a certain way, everything picked apart. So when it's hard to find a positivity, you need to really try and get help in the best way you possibly can, as soon as you can, so that way you can feel better about yourself, because life just sucks. It just does. And like it just sucks. And you really have to learn not to beat yourself up, and learn how to push forward. And finding that positive mentality is very hard to really tap into that, because negativity just overshadows it so well, to where misery loves company. So I know once you got out of the hospital and you really started, ensuring that you were taking care of yourself, and you can see the 180. It's just a better vibe, better mentality. You can feel it when somebody just feels better about themselves, and it's great, especially with someone like you that is dealing with sickle cell on a daily basis, and having a positive mindset with everything you have been through. That's amazing. I commend you on that one. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic that you were able to really tap into a mentality to want to be better and get better. So
thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that, because like you said, like it was a complete 180. Like once I chose happiness, things just started to get better. Like I didn't really have any rhyme or reason to, me just having that mindset. Just chose it. A lot of people, it may have just seemed out of the blue, which it kind of was. It was just kind of out of the blue that I started to be like that. But I was like, you know what? I've been through enough negativity in my life. I've seen enough negativity in the world and people, and I that's just not what I want. I want to be happy. I want others to be happy. I want joy and love in the world. So I decided, that's it. I'm not gonna be how I was. I'm not gonna feel the way I was. I'm gonna look at the good in the world, and I'm gonna look at the good in this messed up world that we live in, and there is a lot out there. you just got to see it, and that's what I chose to see, and that's what I chose to be. And I know people have told me they told me that I've helped them see that that life isn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That things aren't as bad as they were making it seem, and that really means the world to me, because that's all I ever wanted to do. Like, that's what I've known from a young age was my purpose in life, to bring that light, be that positive energy in the world. And I've always known that to be my purpose. I just never really knew how to execute it. But now, I finally found, my calling, my, the ways I can do my tiny part in bringing a little bit of light into this world. And I'm just glad to really be able to do that now.
I'm glad you found that. I mean, most people don't find that. You don't find your purpose or a different mindset or even your way until something forces you to just stop and just look at it and see it from a better perspective than what you were utilizing, because sometimes what your thought process can become very damaging to yourself. Suicidal
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, not wanting to be alive. When you start having those thoughts, when you finally just stop and you're like, man, I'm done with this one. Like, something needs to change, and more or less it's yourself. If you're thinking negative of yourself, think more positive of yourself. Think of the good things about yourself. There are people that care about you. There are reasons to be alive, and learning to change your mindset, it takes a lot of self-control, because it's so easy to beat yourself up.
Yes.
It's so easy because you can do it the moment you wake up. Like, man, why did I wake up today? Why did I get out of bed? What's the point of brushing my teeth? What's the point of going to work? Like, it's so easy to be so negative, but it's so hard. And I don't know why. It's so hard for people to just be positive. It's not that difficult. You just choose not to be, because misery loves company. It's easy to, talk about somebody than to just be nice to that person. And I always say this, you never know how bad somebody else has it than you do. So instead of you spreading negativity, spread positivity. You'd be quite surprised in the reaction you can get out of a lot of people, because it can help them. It can help them feel better about themselves. It can help them look at themselves at a different light. You can be the voice of reason and not even have the intention of doing so. You never know. Things happen, and sometimes they don't happen when you want, but they happen when they should. So, and I'm glad that you found that. I really am. I'm glad you found it, because I know you were miserable last year. I know you were miserable last year. I know, because you were mostly in and out of the hospital. You know what I mean? Then you were in pain, and then when you had the surgery on your foot, things like that. So yeah, it was just, I know last year it was really tough. So it's good to see the 180 and just the positive change instead of the negative change that can come with it as well. So
right, and it's also a bit crazy how conditioned the world is to negativity nowadays.
Man,
I've had people say, "That's weird. Why would you be so positive all the time?" Like, why would? The better question is, why wouldn't I be?
Right? Why not? like,
life is beautiful.
Right?
Do people understand how every day is a gift. Like we don't have to be on this side of the grave. We don't have to be walking around, to even be able to complain about stuff.
Yep.
But if we still kicking, we should appreciate that.
Right.
And that's how I feel. So that's what I'm gonna perpetuate. And it's just crazy how some people think about it.
Yeah, it's easy. Like I said, it's so easy to be mean and it is. It's in most of it comes from some personal experience or them being bullied or them coming down on themselves, so they portray it upon somebody else and project it upon somebody else. So then that's where that misery, misery loves company. And if somebody's miserable, they're gonna try and take somebody with them. And then next thing you know, you got an attitude. You don't even know why you got an attitude. You just got one. You just mad, but you don't know for what. And that's how it goes. And it just becomes, a domino effect. If you're in a bad mood, now all of a sudden they in a bad mood. Next thing you know, everybody in a bad mood, and you don't even know what's going on and why you're mad. So
right.
it's in the world we live in right now, especially with this year alone, it is very difficult to be positive. It is, because anytime that we think that something is going even in the smallest amount of all right, for some reason it goes to the left and it goes south and it gets really bad and it gets really negative, and it's almost like just constantly having the rug just swept up from up under us. Like this year, I just need it to be over. Like I'm so ready for 2021. It's not even funny. I've never wanted to have a year be over like this, just because there's so much negativity just out in the world. And then on social media, that isn't any better. That's even just as bad. So either you go outside or you go online. Either way, you're getting hit, or and it's unfortunate that even, YouTubers and Twitch streamers and people that were even on Mixer are, have gotten to a mental point that they're taking their own lives. You know what I mean? And it became normal. Instead of just treating, it's not that hard to just simply just treat somebody with respect and just be positive about the outlook of life. Like, life can be shitty, but you don't have to carry the burden of it. You can look at the positives, and push forward with it. So, but I'm very happy for you, Cartoons, on your YouTube channel, and I hope everything with you moving to Las Vegas and getting your Twitch stream up, I hope everything just keeps getting positive, even more positive, and just growing even more for you. I know you're trying to branch out and find your niche in this weird world that we call stream life. I mean, it's not easy, but it's fun when you can just have simple conversations and just learn from one another. And you have your interests, and it's great to have other people that have the same interests. You can all just chit chat like this.
Right.
Simple. I'm simple.
Exactly. And I'm so grateful to have found this community. Like y'all don't even understand. Like meeting everyone. Like of course I first found Neen Stream.
Neens.
Met you, her, and then after that just came Phoenix, Bad Rap, everyone just, and all of you are just so amazing. Like, just truly great individuals, and it's crazy to me to think, where I would be, without all of you. Y'all not only helped me, better with myself, but I
right.
found family, found people who really care, who are actually good human beings, and it really means a lot to me.
I mean, hey, once I found Neen's stream, like her stream alone is the biggest ball of positivity I have ever seen on Twitch, ever. I have by far have seen a stream as positive as hers, with a community as welcoming as hers. Everybody's community is welcoming, but it's like Neen's is like the hub, and like you have like me and Bad Rap and Phoenix and like Cartoons and Shuma and Crimson and like all of these people within Neen's little hub that just branched out and just found all of these individuals and just sucked them into Neen's world, and then it just became this big old ball of positivity. So when we see each other, we're like, hey, how you been? It's like when you haven't seen family in like years and you just pick up where you left off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's great. And you know, and meeting you in Neen's stream and seeing that you know, I knew you had sickle cell, but I didn't know enough about it to really discuss it with you like this until I really started doing some research last month. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a podcast next month. I'm gonna see who I can talk to. And then I was like, I have like the perfect person that's in my community. Why not? You know? And I'm very happy that you know, agreed to do a podcast with me, just to chit chat about everything. And honestly, if I never came into Neen's stream, I would have probably met none of you at all. But is there anything else you want to add?
I believe that was it.
Okay.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the talk.
Oh yeah. Like it was fantastic. Actually, I didn't know how long it was gonna go, and it didn't really matter if it went, you know, 45 minutes to 4 hours. It didn't matter. It's a podcast for a reason. I know some podcasts aren't hours and hours and hours, because then it kind of gets to a point where you're almost like trying to beat a dead horse, because then you're trying to pull the ideas out of a hat, and it just doesn't feel natural. So I appreciate you chit-chatting with us and hanging out with us, and honestly just giving us a look upon what you deal with on a daily basis, pretty much since you've been on this earth. And you've been at the lowest lows to the highest of highs. So I appreciate everything you are doing. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing fantastic. You honestly are. Like, there's not very many people that can have a mind frame of positivity, and you're doing a pretty damn good job at it. Because me, if I'm in a bad mood, Cartoons, down with the world, city's burning, it's over. Today's a bad day.
You're just like the fine meme where everything is on fire.
Yep. I'm that dog with that cup of coffee. This is fine.
This is fine.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Keep being you, man. Keep being you. You're doing fantastic things. I'm glad that you have the YouTube channel. I'm glad to see your YouTube channel growing with what you enjoy. Most people don't get that. That's a blessing. Most people don't get the support when they get on YouTube, and watching your channel grow and seeing it progress it's fantastic. And I wish the absolute best for you, Cartoons. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, we'll check you later, Cartoons. But have a good one. Take care, my man.
To everybody, have an amazing night or a day wherever you are in the world. Love y'all. Yeah, peace and hugs, all that. Yeah.
Take care, Cartoons. I'm very happy that I did the podcast with cartoons, because you don't hear the good, the bad, and the ugly of someone that is dealing with a disease that can pretty much hinder them from being normal. And cartoons, his life isn't normal, because if he's hurting a little bit more than I am, and we're part of the same generation, you know what I mean? So I'm thankful that he gave us his mentality and pretty much opened himself into us getting to know cartoons a little bit more than just the emotes and the positive vibes that he brings to each and one of our streams. So